Hey guys, it's DT. It's statue time again here on the channel. Today we are opening up this big blue and black box. This is a custom Reed Richards Mr. Fantastic from the Fantastic Four. This statue looked pretty interesting from all the pictures I've seen, so I'm very excited to be taking a look at this thing in person. So this one came in just the one big box, so let's go ahead and open it up. All right, let's see what we got. What do we have in here? A lot of little parts. This must be the base. We have a lab base here. All these cables and wires and tubing into this machinery. Looks like we have some little hydraulic lifts or something. Very smooth surface on the very bottom. And then we have a felt pad underneath. So I'm guessing this isn't the main part of the base, maybe an add-on part. Looks pretty good. We got some wear and dirt on that machinery so it doesn't look brand new. Got some magnetic keys up here. What do we have in here? So this looks like it might be the top, because I do see the keyholes. Oh, yeah, sticks on. Really good magnets. And we have some smaller pieces. Looks like some lab equipment, maybe a laser. Here we have a Dr. Doom mask. This is made out of a lighter weight material. Let's see, let's put the mask on. Here we have a screen. Welcome home, Reed. Got the handprint. I'm not sure what this is. It's just kind of a flat piece. We'll figure it out. All right, here's another screen, a larger screen, where we have Doom's mask. Repair simulation complete. Little Fantastic Four emblem. Here's another one, another mechanical arm. And here we have keyboard. So only the numbers and letters are on the keys. That's it for this layer. Let's see what we have underneath. All right, so I guess this is the base. Here we go. I guess this is the lab floor. It's got this ventilation. Very smooth. Here's a look at the bottom. They made 85 of these. This is number 22. Kind of looks like a smoke detector. Maybe only to me, just because I changed like 5 of them in my house recently. 1, 2, 3 portraits. So here's Reed, brown up top, gray on the sides, and this one's got a beard, full beard, and mustache. He's got a really skinny head. I guess that's Reed Richards for you. Here's the next one. This one is clean shaven Reed. Maybe not quite as skinny and slender. Still has the gray on the sides. Paint looks great on these portraits. So does the hair. Lots of fine detail in that hair. And then here we have Reed with the slick back hair and the full beard and mustache. However, the beard is more brown on this one than on that previous one. I'm liking the other ones, I think, a little bit better than this one, but we'll see in a bit. Here's his arm. As you can see, he's using his powers in the statue. So his arm's a little bit bent out of shape. I don't think there are any switch out arms. These are just the arms that come separately because of the pretzel-like pose that he's in. Looks like he has a thumbs up, but I think his hands are on his hips. I think all we have left is the body. So let's take a look at that. All right. Woo, look at this guy. So this guy's a lot taller than I thought, mainly because he's stretching his legs. Here is a look at the body, starting with the top. So very nice texturing going on here with the suit. Usually when you see the Fantastic Four in the comic books, you don't really think about the texture of their suit. It looks pretty flat and plain, but obviously here we got the realistic texture. He just looks kind of like a normal guy right here, except his arms are going to be extended out and kind of looping around. Here's a look at his back. Reed is not a big, bulky guy, but you can still see the muscularity in his back. Here we go down to his bottom half. There's a different texture here on the bottom half. Just a little bit of a different pattern with these pants. Again, some great details with those seams. We can also see the muscle definition here. Looking at these legs kind of reminds me of Manute Bol back in the day. So watching him run down the court with those huge, long legs that look like they could snap at any minute. And that's kind of what these legs look like. They are super long, especially in comparison to his upper torso. It looks kind of like he skipped leg day, other than he's got some pretty defined quads there. He could use a little bit more in the glute department, but something's telling me that Reed isn't hitting the squats very often. Then we got these cool boots. He just connects with a key and peg on that left foot. I really like the color. It's a nice light blue. On his chest, we have the keyhole where we can put either of those fours. We've got a darker one with the black, or we've got one with the blue 4 right here. All right, so I'll go ahead and switch back to the other camera and we'll put this guy together. Okay, so we have our base here on the turntable. Let's stick this tall guy on here. Like I said, he just keys in with the left foot right in this little keyhole like that. And as you can see, he has like an intentional lean to his body. He's kind of standing on the back side of this base and leaning over towards the front side. Then we have these two arms. Looks like this one goes over here and this one goes right here. Looks like there's a little space between his side and the left hand. You know, if this is all resin, we can probably bend that with some heat, but I think it looks fine. Then we have his portrait. We're gonna use this one. This one is the classic portrait. I think I like that one the best. And with the classic portrait, we have to use the classic blue 4 for the chest emblem. So there's Mr. Fantastic. And now we have to assemble his little workstation. So this thing is pretty cool. It's got a little cutout right here, so it can go pretty much anywhere. You can just kind of rotate it around, or you can just leave it off if you need the space. So I'll go ahead and assemble it right here for now. Like I showed you earlier, this one has 4 magnetic keys, and just goes on like that. Look, it's even strong enough to support the entire bottom. All right, next we have the screen. Our keys in right here at the back of the table. Okay, we have our little screen put down here. The keyboard to go along with the screen right in front. This is actually a little mat that we put Doom's mask on. So we'll just set it down over here. And then we have the 2 little devices. This one looks like it's kind of like a laser or something. We'll put it over here. And then this one we'll put over on this side. I'm gonna rotate this thing around, and there you go. Reed Richards, Mr. Fantastic. So very cool Mr. Fantastic statue. I don't know too many quarter scale Mr. Fantastics out there, at least not licensed anyway. They only made 85 of these. So of course Mr. Fantastic first appeared in this comic book right here, the Fantastic Four #1 back in 1961. You guys might recognize this comic. I recently featured it in my comic book countdown video. If you haven't seen it yet, check it out. Classic book telling the origin of the Fantastic Four, Marvel's first superhero team. We'll go ahead and look at this thing without the desk first. One thing I really like about this statue is that it's got a very small footprint and you can pretty much put it anywhere. The base itself has a diameter of a little over 10 inches, so it's not going to take up a huge amount of space, which is always nice. Like I said, it's got a very classic spaceship type design. It's very smooth. has these little grates on it. Not a lot of crazy detail going on here, but it does have these nice vents and some of these line details as well. Again, we're moving up to these very long legs of Reed Richards. Cool slender build. When I first saw this statue, I didn't realize that he was actually stretching his legs as well. The only thing that I saw right at the beginning was his arms being in this pretzel shape, but I think it's really cool that he's actually making himself taller as well. I think some people were saying that he was overscaled. I don't think he's overscaled necessarily. He's just a lot taller than he would be if he wasn't using his powers. Right now, from the bottom of his feet to the top of his head is a little over 22 inches, which would make him over 7 feet tall. Normally, he's about 6'1". His head, his feet, his hands, they're all in proportion with a quarter scale statue. I really like the texture on his suit. We have this kind of a diamond pattern going on here on his pants, and then a tighter, more square pattern going on with his top. He's got the very small boned skinny knees and the very flat butt here. Reed is definitely one of the skinnier heroes in the Marvel universe. Then he's got this black belt that appears here in a V shape up front. Very nice sculpt with the musculature in his upper body. You can see some muscle definition, some bunching up of the cloth, which is nice. They also did a good job at converting these arm seams into clothing seams. They look like they belong there on his outfit, even though that's the point where his arms were glued on. There's similar seams here in his clothing on the back along the chest here, like you would find in a normal shirt. And then he's got this very smooth collar in a darker blue that matches his gloves. Then of course we've got the blue 4 emblem on his chest, and I like this classic portrait that he has with his hair parted with the whites on the side and some very nice details in that hair. He's kind of got this serious, smug look on his face. And then of course we have the pretzel arm pose here. I know some people weren't digging that. They weren't really sure why he would do such a pose. I think it's kind of a clever way to show off his abilities while giving him kind of this serious stance. It's kind of a combo of both crossing your arms and putting your hands on your hips. Not many people can say they can do that at the same time, but Reed Richards can. I like the way his arms are sculpted here. It really looks like his limbs are made out of rubber, very stretchy, the way all the lines kind of curve. One thing that I thought was kind of weird was his thumbs and how they were kind of pointed downwards, kind of like a thumbs down. I guess if your arms were gonna go around, I guess that's how you would have to do them. Although when you put your hands on your hips, your thumbs are pointed upwards. I think when you look at the statue from the front, you're not really gonna be looking at his hands and seeing what direction they are. But having him in this static pose with him just standing here keeps things simple, and it saves a lot of space. And then we have his little workstation here. We can display this thing right next to the statue, or we can put it apart from it, depending on what we need to do. If you have limited depth on your shelf, you could put it next to him like this. Like I said, I like it kind of over on this side of him, but you can change it to the other side as well. The base itself has all these little wires and tubing, hydraulics like I mentioned earlier. They match up with the circular base very nicely with this smooth surface. And then we have these cool little devices on top of the desk as well, the computer screen and the keyboard with the, I guess, the handprint verification. And then Doom's mask, they are doing a repair simulation. And then we have the big screen, of course, that comes off the backside. This one is a little bit crooked. It's not completely straight. I don't know if that's because that's the way it was glued on. Maybe we can heat that up and straighten it out as well. But I think the setup looks pretty cool. So right now I have the mouse pad with Doom's mask horizontal, but when you have it like this, these little tools almost don't reach it. If we turn it the other way vertically, we can get these little devices a little bit closer to the mask. No other swap outs with this one. It's just the portrait. Here is the one with the kind of white beard, spiky hair, the very slender and elongated face. So we have to also swap out the chest emblem. I do like this look. I think this one looks really cool. A little bit reminiscent of Doctor Strange. And he's got this very serious look on his face. There is a lot of detail here on the hair as well. Very chiseled features. And then finally, we have this one, which is the slick back hair with the bigger beard. Still has the white on the sides. I think it looks okay. It just doesn't have the same emotion that the other one has. And I'm not a big fan of the slick back hair look for this guy. I think the classic probably works the best for me. We got a youthful Reed doing his little experiments here in his lab. There you have it. Custom quarter scale Reed Richards Mr. Fantastic. Very cool statue. This one came from the same group that did that Cowboy Wolverine. Also a Deadpool that I have. I think this one's another winner from them. But let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you guys next time. Bye.